Hello poultry farmers, so I want us to move in together here. As you can see, this bed which is here, it's actually not okay, as you can see. So there are some poultry farmers you find with chickens like this. Then when they send you the image, you ask them what are the symptoms the bed is having. As you can take a look at this chicken, it can show some symptoms. You can see the feathers are a bit fluffy, which shows like the bed is not okay. So when you see a chicken like this, some you find like it's just purely okay without all these problems that you are seeing here, without these symptoms. So I usually request like, okay, since you've seen your chicken and it's performing like this, it's not performing okay, as you can see at this one. Number one, you need to check the poo behind. You take a look like how is it. So if you see at this one, this poo, the way it looks whitish there, which means you've seen like, okay, this is the problem which is here. The chicken is having probably white diarrhea and maybe some other problems like if you see at this other part, it's brownish. So the other part which is wrong here is white diarrhea. Then if you haven't found that, then you found like your bed is just okay behind, the poo is not having a problem. The next thing you check the crop of the chicken. Like how is it? Was the bed hitting? No. If you find like the crop is not okay, you are able to notice like, okay, my bed is was not just eating, that's why it has lost strength. So when it has lost strength, of course you have to start feeding it. If it's not a problem of if you have not seen the symptom like this one, that means the bird is just having it's hungry, it hasn't eaten, so it has lost all the power. So if you find like the problem is that, not the diarrhea like that I've shown you, you need to start feeding it, which means you need to open the mouth of the chicken. Even right now, like the way this chicken is, it's having diarrhea. Of course, it has no power. So which means the next thing that I'll do is I'll need to feed it. I need to force it to eat. So for example, I will open the mouth. Okay, so the strength is at least there. So, but the first, the thing that I need to do is I need to open the mouth. So because I'm holding the camera, I can't open accurately. So you need to open the mouth. You start putting in food, like you can see here. That means I need to start putting in food. So for example, I'll give an example. Let me just show you. When I open the mouth, you need, some birds are stubborn, but you just have to open the mouth and put in food. You need to open up the mouth like this. You need to force it, which means you need to force it and put in food like this. Okay, that didn't go in very well. So you open in the mouth of the chicken. If I wasn't holding the camera, I was going to just open softly. Of course, chickens are stubborn, so this one you open up. I'm sure you understand what I mean. You open up the mouth. You need to open up the mouth and make sure you feed the bird. So like for this, I'll need to feed it. Let me just feed it. Let me put the camera somewhere so that I show you how you can feed your bird when it's hungry, when it's not that issue that I've explained to you. To open the mouth. So since I'm holding it properly now, and you have to open its mouth like this. So open its mouth, start putting in food like that. So eventually when you put in food, you find like the bird is even swallowing the feed you are giving it. It will swallow eventually because it's hungry. So That's how you do it. You make sure, because these birds you find like it's weak, it's not even having any disease, feed it like that. See the way it's eating. You get, again, feed, give like this, like that, it will eat eventually. So when you're giving it like this, even right now, like the way this one is sick because it's weak, when I give it medication, it won't have enough strength. I'll also need to feed it so that the moment it's drinking the medication, it can just catch up easily. So you give like that until you know, like, okay, at least it has eaten enough to keep up with the medication. You need to feed it, make sure the chicken eats so that it has strength. Even when you give it medication, there won't be any problem. At least it will have food and it will be easy for it to catch up. So you make sure you feed. If you find the chicken, for example, which is weak and then it's got no problem, you need to make sure you feed it. These are your chickens. You feed them so that they have enough strength to keep up with the medication you're going to give them, if you're going to give them medication. From there, you pick them up. I just removed water out of here, so I was going to show you, like, I need to dip it, I need to put the head, the beak into the water so that it drinks water. So if you see, this chicken has eaten a little bit, so since it has eaten, you'll see some improvement with it. You see, it's now waking up. Because it has eaten now, at least it's got strength. There, when I was capturing at first, it wasn't having strength. So now it's even trying to come up. Because it has eaten, now it has enough strength, which can at least give it strength to start waking up. So after some minutes, of course, it will start walking because at least it's got some strength. It's not as worse as it was at first when I just picked it up. You can see, at least it's even able to come up its head, you see. So sometimes these birds, you find it's just, there's no sickness, it's just that maybe they have not eaten, so you need to feed them like the way I've shown you. So make sure you feed them. So this one, since I've noticed like a problem, I need to make sure I give it some medication so that we don't fall into some trouble. And another thing, I need to separate it from the other chicks. But as you can see, like I've fed it, so now it's tied like this. Let me just get some water. I show you how you need to make sure the bird also drinks water to keep up a good diet. So with water, you make sure you place the head, it goes into, then it drinks like that. You make sure it drinks. You do like this. Make sure the beak is in the water. Like here, you make sure the beak is in the water, that the bird is able to drink. You force it because it can't do it on its own because it's weak. So you force it like this. You force it until you see like, okay, it has drank water. So you've seen the chicken, it's able now to catch up, you see. At least it's having now some strength. As you take a look, so you feed them, make sure they have some strength. That's how you do. Sometimes the birds are not even sick, they're just hungry. Then you get curious, you think they're sick. So I want to show you after some minutes now how the bird is performing. So as you take a look, the bird is even walking now. So after feeding it and giving it water, you can see there's some improvement. You see, it's walking, which is a very good thing. And at first when I picked it up, there was no such movements like that. It was just like paralyzed. So these chickens, sometimes they are not even sick. You find like the chicken is just you see, it's even moving, which means after some few minutes again, this chicken will be perfectly fine. You see, it's moving.